All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace and blessings to the elect out there that's pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. All right, this lesson, is pretty much inspired by something that happened to me the other day. I saw this girl, I asked for a number, and she said, yeah, you can have my number, but I have a boyfriend. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, we can still be friends though. And I was just like, what's the point then? Like, guys and girls can't be friends like that. Um, but and really it just started making me thinking like, yo, these women need to be humbled. Like, that's a trap, that's a snare. Like, you know, that sounds like a an accident waiting to happen. And this it made me think of this scripture and a bunch of scriptures. So without further ado, I'm just gonna jump into how you should be careful when dealing with women out here. This is Ecclesiasticus. What is this? 9? Yeah, chapter 9, verse. I'm gonna start at 8 and read down to 9. Then I'm gonna jump back up. Um, it says, "Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman, and look not upon another's beauty, for many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, for herewith love is kindled as a fire." So that's where it starts, is with that attraction. You see a good looking woman, you're already planning like, yo, you're already planning your relationship with her. You're planning the first, second, and third date, what you're gonna say to her, you know, so on and so forth. That's where it starts, is with that attraction. So it says, turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman. Don't be out here looking around for women. You know, focus on the mission at hand, and then women should start approaching you. The you know people that always have women around them. They say that they get women because of their success. All right, or it says, verse 9, sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction. Right? That destruction is adultery. All right, whenever you commit adultery, that's you sleeping with another man's wife. That's the death penalty right there. So that, and it made me think of this verse. When that happened to me, she was like, "We can still be friends," though. I was like, "No, we can't. Because what's the point of being friends? Like, I came up to you because like I'm attracted to you. If you have a boyfriend, then hey, attraction is no longer there. You know. Um, but yeah, let me start at verse 1. Um, because the book of Sirach, this book is compri- com- compiled of three generations of men, passed down. There's a bunch of wise sayings, wise men, writing down things that they noticed throughout their life, righteous men at that. And the wisdom being passed down to the third generation, that's something to, so the third generation was brought up in these wise sayings and still added on to them, and so these were righteous, it just to paint a background of what they noticed, and how you know well these things are written. It says, "Be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom, and teach her not an evil lesson against thyself." Yeah, man. There's no point of you to be jealous of your own woman. If she makes a little bit more money than you, or whatever, you shouldn't be jealous because of that. That's a blessing, really. It says, "Give not thy soul unto a woman." Yeah, and it says, "Teach her not an evil lesson against thyself." Just like Samson, you can't be telling your woman your secrets, or your weaknesses, because they're. Let's see. Let's jump to. Dang, I forgot to Let's see. Slovakia. Uh, that's not what I want. Yeah, this is Sirach 7 and 26. It says, And I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands are as bands. Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So a woman's heart is, full of snares and nets, you know. So that's why you can't be, telling her all your secrets and weaknesses, because then she'll use that to manipulate you, you know, to try to get you to do things for her will, you know. She, I mean, if you've ever dealt with a woman, they use anything and everything to try to get a hold of you. And really, they just want attention, you know. It says, Give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance, you know. You can't be all about these women, man. You think you're in love, but really she's just using you, man. It says, Meet not with an harlot lest thou fall into her snares. Yeah, you gotta be careful with these, whores out here, you know, because they're trying to run game, man. It says, Use not much the company of a woman that is a singer, lest thou be taken with her attempts. Gaze not on a maid, that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her. They're saying like any chick, it says uh, a singer, a maid, a maid being like a concubine. You can't be, you can't hint at a concubine that you're in love with her. It says, Give not thy soul unto harlots, that thou lose not thine inheritance. Yeah, you can't. If you're spending a certain paycheck on a woman, man, you're gonna end up broke. Look not round about thee in the streets of the city, neither wander thou in the solitary place thereof. You know, it's talking about looking, throughout the city for a woman. You know, hey, like I said before, like if you just focus on, what you need to be done, what you need to be doing, hey, you're gonna have that, manly look about yourself. That confident. What you need. And that confident look about yourself, like you're on a mission. Women are drawn to that, anyways. So hey, just focus on the task at hand, and hey, women will come. Um, and especially when Isaiah 4:1 takes place, that's ultimately when we're gonna start seeing uh, uh, righteous women humble themselves to us, and not be on some bullshit like, oh, I have a boyfriend but we can be friends, and all types of whack shit that women are on today. Let's see, I already grabbed that. Yeah, this is Sirach 36 and 24. It says, He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. So women are supposed to be a help to you and a pillar of rest. Because after a long laborious day, it's nothing better than to cuddle up next to a woman and her massage out your stress and so on and so forth. you know um yeah, this is let me start up a bit. Let's get to the chapter. Let's go to 20. I'll start at 21. A woman will receive every man, yet is one daughter better than another. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. Yeah, man. A beautiful woman, is pleasing to a man, especially when she's laughing and giggling. And that's why humor is really manly attribute, to be funny, because the only time you're laughing and smiling around a woman is because she's smiling, you know, and that's why you make her laugh, you know, it's because that's pleasing to you whenever she starts laughing. Um, and really, when you make her laugh, you can make her squeal, if you know what I mean. Because like when a woman laughs, like it releases like the same chemical about in her head whenever she has an orgasm. So if you can make her um, think about sexual stuff and break that sexual tension with a joke, oh man, you're in there. It says, but anyways, it says the beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. If there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, then is not her husband like other men. You know, um, which meaning that's rare. It means if you got a woman that is kind, meek, and comfort in her tongue, not trying to throw daggers into your head, nagging and so on, bitching and moaning, and not trying to attack you all the goddamn time. And it says then her husband is not like other men, meaning, hey, he's got his woman in check, you know. Um, it says he that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. Right, and that's where right how a woman should be, you know, just constantly trying to, take care of their man, you know, not trying to tear them down. This is Proverbs 18 and 22. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing, and obtain favor for the Lord. Yeah, because a woman was created to serve the man, and that's your and that's a good thing. It says, let's see, no, is it on that? Let's see, I want to grab. Yeah, this is Proverbs 21. Let's see, yeah, I'll grab this first. This is Proverbs 21 and 9. It is better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling woman in a wide house, right? I mean, that's self-explanatory, straight to the point. Um, yeah, because a brawling woman is vexing, you know, constantly, trying to agitate you and get under your skin. It's better to live alone in a small place, than to live with a brawling woman. And that's just part of the curses, that women are like that towards us. Um, that's why they need to be humbled, man. Because they don't know what they're dealing with. This is Isaiah 3 and 16. It says, "Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty," which means like prideful, "and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes." Wanton meaning deliberate and unprovoked, or especially of a woman sexually immodest, or promiscuous. You know, stretched forth necks, a proud look on themselves, and their eyes are wanton, meaning promiscuous or sexually immodest. They're looking around like checking you out, checking out a bunch of men, giving them that look about like, hey, let's get it on, so on and so forth. It says walking and mincing. Let's look up that word mincing. Dainty, affectedly dainty in manner or gait. Or gait meaning like their walk. So they're walking like a how women swing them hips. It says as they go and making a tinkling with their feet. all right, because all their jewelry, and it goes into that. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. And this is this is on our women today, man. They're bald, and it says, in that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet and their calls and round tires like the moon, which is going into their jewelry. Calls is like the hair, um, yeah, headdress or hairnet. Um, their round tires like the moon, which goes into their ornaments, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers. Mufflers. Scarf worn around the neck and face, some more decorations. The bonnets, uh, yeah, oh yeah, another like hat, like little, uh, yeah, like a hat or something, and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings, the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen, and the hoods and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well set hair, baldness. So hey, this is what needs to come to humble these women. Because right now they think they got it made. They think they're tailor made. They got all the designer clothes, jewels, so on and so forth. And, they can walk around all mincing like and not get punished for it because, the laws here are set up to defend them. But when all hell breaks loose and anarchy takes place and all these, all the, um, all that goes to the wayside. All your suits and ornaments and bracelets and whatnot, are no good. And all your shampoo and makeup and all of that stuff goes to the wayside. That's when they're gonna be real humble. And instead of a stomacher of girding of sackcloth and burning instead of beauty, thy men shall fall by the sword and thy mighty in the war. So all the men that they had lined up, all of the boyfriends that they had and all the simps they had friend zone that they were getting from, are gonna fall by the sword, man. All right. It says, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. So now she's in a low place. She's not. So there's no room for her to be prideful. Then going into the 4th chapter, it says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Yeah, we got a little glimpse of that when, the lockdown first happened. Only essential workers were getting paid, and that 2 week period, women got lonely, you know. But yeah, that was a little glimpse of how women act whenever those luxuries are taken away. But ultimately we're not gonna get the women like that until this takes place. Until a until what is that? And more precious. Yeah, Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. You know, and the golden wedge of Ophir. That was really the land of Ophir is the Americas. That's where King Solomon sent his navy to over to the Western world, modern day Americas to get, precious jewels and gold and bring them back to Jerusalem. And it is, more precious when it's from a faraway land. Uh, but yeah, so, but yeah, when men are made more precious than fine gold, uh, that's when 7 women are gonna take hold of one man, you know. Um, but right now, man, these women are prideful and they need to be humbled. They need to know, the value of a man, you know. Because right now, this whole matrix is set up for women to just be proudful, do as thou wilt spirit, and soon, man, they're in for a rude awakening. This is 1 Timothy 2. Hold on. It says 2:9. It says, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls and costly array. Yeah, because that's what women do now, man. They're wearing provocative clothes, or the opposite of what the scripture is saying. They wear provocative clothes and walk around proudful, drunk, uh, broided hair, meaning like dyed hair or anything really in their hair to give it off, more to give them more attention. Gold, pearls, and costly array. Lululemon and Versace or whatever the fuck these name brands are. Um, it says, but which becometh women professing godliness and good works. You don't see that. Um, and not saying that there aren't women out there that have that righteous spirit, but it's rare. Just like it's rare for a man to uh, uh, profess godliness. It says, let the women learn in silence with all subjection. Right? A woman should be silent. In the midst of men talking. Especially when the word of the Lord is being brought out. It says, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to assert authority over the men, but to be in silence. And that just shows the ass backwardness of this society. I remember, going to school. It was really rare for a man to be a teacher. The only time he was a teacher was, because he was a coach. He was a coach, and it saved the school money to have him a coach and a teacher. And most of the time, he was like a history teacher. Um, but anyways, it's not for a woman to be over a man, and that's another curse. That's uh, it's a new curse. I will cause woman pass. Yeah, Jeremiah 31:22. It says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Yeah, what's that fucking law called? But anyways, it's like whenever a divorce happens and the women win custody, they get half of the man's shit, you know, and men are subjected to women when that happens. Um, but anyways, but the order, that the Most High ordained was a man over a woman. 1 Corinthians 11. I'll start at 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Yahushua, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahushua is the Most High Yahweh. Right? So, that's the order right there. Yahweh, Yahushua, men, then women, and then the children. But yeah, this is First Corinthians 7. Uh, yeah, I'll start at 8. I say therefore to the unmarried and widows, it is good for them if they abide, even as I. Because this is Apostle Paul, meaning, and what he's saying here is that just go without a partner. You know, it says, but if thou cannot contain, let them marry, for it is better to marry than to burn. You know, it meaning it's better to get with a partner than burn in that lust. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord. Let not the wife depart from her husband. Yeah, and that's another thing that you got to keep in mind. Um, just even if the partner that you're dealing with, well, it goes into it, but the partner that you're dealing with, even though they might give you a lot of hell or don't believe in this truth, it goes into it. It says, but and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. Yeah, like yeah, and that's something that you got to keep in mind too. If a woman that you're talking to, says that things are complicated, that's a sign of not to deal with her, because that means that they have an off and on relationship, which means you don't need to be intervening with that. Um, um, so if she departs from a woman, it says, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. Because it's uh, you know it's not a good thing whenever partners are split like that, which is why so many people are in what they consider toxic relationships, is because everybody's got their heart broken like 7 times, so they feel like they need to win the relationship over and you know break their heart before their heart gets broken. But anyways, it says, but to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. So if you are with a partner that doesn't necessarily believe in this truth, don't leave them for that sake. It says, and the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. So if you're in a relationship and they like you, don't leave them. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. Right? Because through them dealing with you, they could be saved, and also your children too. You don't want to split up the household, um, because then basically try to work that shit out. That's what Apostle Paul is saying. Um, it says, but if the unbelieving depart, let them depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but the Most High hath called us to peace. Right. So if it's up to them to leave, if it's their decision to leave, then just let them leave. Because the Most High hath called us to peace. So you know, just let it happen in that case. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on this dealing with women, because hey, shit's mad confusing out here, man. And it's a bunch of snares and traps whenever you try to deal with them. So just focus on the task at hand, and the women will come. And it's prophesied in Isaiah 4:1. You know, um, yeah. So with that, I hope this video was edifying. I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem HaKakodash. Again, double honors to the apostles and elders, and peace to the elect out there. Shalom.